Hello and welcome to another episode of the playonultra podcast. This is episode 115. 115? What?
101.5.
101.5.
A wonderful 101 and a half.
Yeah. Half episode. Oh god.
It's a half episode. We'll see
Two
you
men
next
and
week.
half a kid.
Excuse you. You're not half a kid.
Not you.
Not even a kid.
Half a kid's
He's
like
a
a
two-
baby.
It's a 2 minute and a half a kid. Unless you're talking about yourself. Oh jeez. Anyway.
Yes. Just to be clear, it's 115. The episode is 115.
In case
There
any of
wasn't
you were
like...
confused with them.
Yeah, we didn't go back in time or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's a number.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Doing okay. It's been another kind of a crazy week for me, unfortunately. I feel bad
yeah.
because I'm like, I need to get used to this new work schedule because I need to do things and
Yeah.
everything's just kind of dying. But
your body
one...
just need to get used to it.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem too is that like there's certain games I want to finish, but I want to, but like I don't have enough mental capacity to try to like get super involved and invested, and so I just like, oh, I don't want to put that much energy. Yeah, exactly. So what I did instead is I played some demos on the 3DS. That's what I did this week.
You play Monster Hunter Stories?
Yeah. No, and I didn't do the Monster Store, but yeah, I was just playing just random demos you can find on the store. This one demo I found, oh my gosh, I don't even remember the name now. Parascientific Escape, was that its name? It was something so okay, you have to understand the reason I saw this game is because it was said, like, you know, if you like Phoenix Wright in these kinds of games, you might like this game. Like, it was suggested to me through 3DS. I was like, what is this game? And it's a trilogy, and they're very cheap. They're like less than $6 or $7 on the 3DS store to get each game. And it's really weird. They were made like forever ago. And they had high ratings. I'm gonna guess they only had high ratings because they liked the story and because it was cheap, not because it was necessarily like super good. So I played a demo of the first one, and I mean, it's kind of like a visual novel with puzzle elements, basically. And all you really know is you're in this world full of people who are psychics, and your character though is special because she has 2 psychic abilities, and she's on this cruise ship with her friend because. Yeah, what's twist? She was on this cruise ship with her friend because she was told, like, by some secret letter that they, like, would have an answer to her, some question to her past or something. So you go on this cruise ship that, of course, is full of people that want to, like, capture psychics and, you know, experiment on them. So that's a thing. And all the first part is like, the whole, like, ship is in lockdown mode, and you end up with this girl who's, like, the daughter of one of the bigwigs of the company, and you find out she's also psychic, but then you also find out she's a bomb in her stomach, and so you have to, like, solve the riddles.
What's the name of this game again?
Like, Parascientific Escape, I think it's called. I think that's the name of this. Scientific Escape, I think that's what it's called. So, the whole puzzle aspect of the game is your character, like I said, has 2 psychic abilities. You have, I think they call it clairvoyance and telekinesis. You can basically, like, see through walls and then control things with your mind. So, the puzzle aspect is not too bad. Basically, you have X amount of spaces that you're allowed to, like, see. Like, you have a wall, and you need to move an item that's inside this, like, drawer or wall that's covered. So you use your clairvoyance ability where, like, you get to paint out certain sections to see through it. And you have a limited amount of choice, so you have to make them strategic of, like, what areas you're going to be able to see. Then use your telekinesis powers to move the object through. And you have X amount of chance to do that. So it's a puzzle game. I didn't get too far in it. I may buy it just because it is a 3-part. The next one sounds more interesting because it's a guy who's got this magic robo hand that can, like, look back through time, so that sounds cool. And then the third game is them working together. So I don't know the overall plot, but they're cheap games and they're on the 3DS, so I might just get them. But anyway, I did the demo for that one. So that was a weird game.
I can't find this game you're talking about.
Oh, jeez, shoot.
It almost like it never exists.
It's a fever dream.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. I made this up. Guys, what a horrible game I just made.
You just wanted
really good
a robot hand that looks back in the past.
You just wanted more Phoenix Wright. So
is that some kind of, like, analogy to masturbation or something?
Oh, shut up. No, Parascientific Escape. I just found it. It's real. Scientific Escape Cruise in the Distant Seas. That's the name of the first game, okay?
Cruise. Oh my
in
god.
The Distant Seas. I swear this game exists, people.
Did you find it?
It's a really weird game. Did you find it?
Yeah, found it.
Okay, good. But yeah, so that was an interesting game. It was definitely something else. It kind of reminds. It's very 999 like Zero Escape like. It's very like
I'm
very
that was
much
what they were going for.
Yeah, I think it definitely was. I don't know which game came out first, but it definitely feels that way. Well, no, this probably came after Zero Escape. The first 99 game was for the DS only, and I think this came out for the 3DS. So, yeah, I think it was definitely meant to copy that. I don't know who made this game. The translation's also kind of wonky, so take that as you will. But anyway, it's a weird game. So that's one demo I played. Then I decided I was a glutton for punishment of weird games, and I was looking through the different, demos I could download, and of course I don't download Monster Hunter because I'm weird. Instead I download this game where all I saw was it said, "It's time for classmating. Pair up with a heroine to make star children that fight battles with you." And I went, what the crap
Is it Conception
this?
2?
Yes, Conception 2. Yeah, Rise of the Seven Stars.
Yeah, it's also on Steam.
Yeah,
That's a game, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So basic premise of the game is the whole world is overflowed with monsters, and certain people are chosen with these abilities. I don't know this part of it. I don't know the whole chosen people part. But part of the thing
is... And the
is
people that are chosen are supposed to be below 18, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, yeah.
Like, once you reach 18, you lose your power or something.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, probably. They didn't mention this part, but probably. It's anime rules, right?
Yeah, anime
hero rules.
Yeah.
So you play this guy, and so in order to fight these, you need to fight these monsters. And everyone has these special awesome weapons and stuff to fight these monsters. But in order to completely combat these monsters, you need to make star children, which are these tiny, like, homunculi, like, things that are basically the basic classes. They can be clerics, they can be wizards, they can be fighters, whatever, gun mages or whatever. But in order to make these
gun mages sounds cool.
Yeah. There's like, or I don't know if it's a gun major. It's like basically a gunner kind of thing. That class sounded cool. So in order to make these star children, you have to you have to go with a classmate and you do a ritual in a church where you touch hands and you put, like, those, like, Russian doll things? They have, like, one of those things, and then, like, the star child...
You mean the smaller doll and the bigger doll thing?
Yeah. They have, like,
what
one
are those called again?
I don't know the Russian doll.
Matroska?
Babushka.
Yeah.
Babushka.
Oh, babushka. That's how it's called in the game.
Okay.
Is it called babushka?
I think so.
He's bunking us.
Hey, you're screwing with us. That sounds
Babushka is an old woman or grandmother.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's because the dolls look like old women and grandmothers.
Do they? All the time. Anyway.
If you Google babushka doll,
anyway,
get
see the
porn.
babushka doll. Fine. You have this babushka doll.
Matryoshka doll.
That. Whatever that's called.
Yeah.
You have one of those things.
Okay, you're right. A Russian nesting doll. It's called a Russian nesting doll.
Yeah. Russian nesting doll. Okay. Imagine, like, one of those things. And your little star child, after you do this ritual in a church with your heroine.
Oh, by the way, the priest is very pervy, right? If I remember correctly,
they don't even the demo just kind of like lets you play with all your powers basically just to see, like, you get to experience one of those mating rituals. You get to experience one of those. You have to choose a heroine. You have 4 to choose from. You have to choose one, and then you get to experience, like, the little side things where you have to, like, meet up with the heroine and be nice to them so that if you raise your affection with them, then the mating the classmating sounds infinitely worse. The classmating process can be better, and you make better star children. Anyway, after you do this thing, then your little star child pops out and is like, "I'm ready to fight for you, yay!" And listen, it's sex. That's what they're doing. They're going to a church and having sex.
This reminds me of Massive Chalice. Massive Chalice is a similar system.
Okay.
There are a lot of games, right, where you fuck and you use your kids to fight. Fire Emblem Awakening does that?
I mean, this is when we actually make children for it, so it's a little different.
Awakening does that, right?
What
Fire
it
Emblem
does?
Awakening? Fire Emblem Awakening?
I haven't played it.
Oh, I mean, technically, yes. Basically, like, once you mate, then your child from the future comes and helps you out, yeah. So, yeah, there's that. But this seems weirder because at least that it's like, oh, it's your child from the future. This is literally, you can make a bunch of these things.
The one that when you mate, the child from the future comes is less weird.
Because this is like, you don't understand. These are like, you make a bunch of these things.
I don't understand. I agree.
Like, it's not. Listen, no, it's weirder because it's not like, oh, they got together and then, in the future they have children. This is literally like, listen, we need to fight monsters, so let's have sex and make little homunculi babies that come out of these babushka dolls that can fight for us, okay? It's weird.
Makes sense to me.
I don't know how to explain this to you. So anyway, you can have up to like 9 of these things at a time. I don't know if you understand this. So when you go into, it's a dungeon crawl. And when you go in the dungeon crawl, you choose one heroine. So you basically are the parents. So you and a heroine go into battle. And then you basically, your little star children make up, you pair them up with each other. So you have like, if three are in a group. So you choose like 3 star child to be in a group and they fight together. And you can have up to 3 teams of this. So like I said, you can have 9 star children, which is what they do in the demo, because they want to have you all powerful. 9 star children just following you around the dungeon with you and your heroine. I chose the obvious waifu one, so it all worked out. But yeah, it's weird.
You're supposed to mate with the different girls and you get like different classes or something.
Well, you don't even get different classes. You just get different abilities because you choose the class when they're born. There's 4 classes. You get to choose
Can you
what class
use the girls and the guy again in battle? Or only the kids?
No, you can use, basically, your main character is always fighting and you get to choose a heroine to come with you. Only one. Like I said, you become the parents with all your little star children. And all your little babushka babies. Which is what I'm going to call it from now on, which makes no sense.
I googled it, and they're also called babushka dolls. The Matryoshka dolls are often referred to as babushka dolls.
Okay.
Babushka meaning grandmother or old woman.
Okay, fine. Anyway, these babushka children. Oh my god.
I didn't want to have to relearn something.
we learned things today, folks.
You can play it on Steam if you want.
Yeah, if you want. Anyway, Conception 2 is weird. I mean, the battle system isn't bad. I kind of got bored just because it was the same thing. I'm sure if I was actually playing it.
Turn-based again?
Sex wasn't graphic enough.
It's turn-based, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the part of the battle system that is kind of cool is actually positioning matters because everyone surrounds an enemy, and so you actually get to choose like where they'll attack. And so certain enemies have certain weak points, and they also have kind of the overdrive mechanic, stuff like that. But you do have to be careful because you can only battle one enemy at a time. You can only surround one enemy at a time. So you may have 3 enemies, but you can only surround one at a time. So the other 2 could really like get at you if you're not careful. So there's some strategy involved, and so that's pretty cool. And you and the heroine basically fight together. And each of the different heroines, you and them have a different like double attack and stuff like that. So and all the 3 like all the star children also fight together. So that part's not bad. And then there are like the visual novel, making friends with the heroine sequences. I didn't even mention the classmating sequence, what that looks like. So they go into like a freaking Sailor Moon transformation sequence where the girl is obviously naked, but she's all pink. And she's being like, this weird
all
like
the
romantic
misty pink and stuff.
Yeah. This weird romantic music plays and she's just like, ugh. It's really weird. And they're like, yeah, that's what they do. And then they touch hands. And of course, before you do the class, they touch hands. And of course, like, again, it's meant to be sex. Like, there's no doubt about it's sex, which is so funny how hard they try to not make it seem like it is. And so, like,
pink
the conversation
mist comes out your ass.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that part. Anyway, and the best part is, like, right before, you do this, of course, you talk to them, and they're always nervous, and they're always blushing. They're like, oh, jeez, let's do this again. We'll have to get used to this. And what my favorite was, because I went back, because you have to pick between 3 girls, and you only get to do 1 for the demo. So I replayed the demo to see what all 3 girls' conversations were like. And one of them was like, I read in a book somewhere that you can make it better if, instead of touching your hand, you touch your hair, or you touch, what was the other part of the body they said? Anyway, I just remember hair, and I went, elbows. Oh, jeez. Nope. And so that was a thing. I think the creepiest part, though, is they have this one character who's meant to be kind of the childish one. who literally is like, I want to see the birdies. Like, that's literally something she says in the demo. And so it felt really weird choosing her because, yeah, I was very uncomfortable.
Good to
Anyway,
know.
Conception 2, that's a game.
Okay.
That's my week. Babushka dolls.
What did I do?
Is that as half as exciting as Babushka dolls?
I did finish replaying. Oh, so I mentioned I revisited the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, so I finished that playthrough. And that was pretty much all I did. I started going back into AdventureCraft, which is fun. We had the developer on the podcast like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, the guy who worked
Yeah.
on what's that game?
AdventureCraft.
No, he was previously the dev for one of the AAA L.A. Noire. L.A. Noire. That's the
Oh, that guy.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm still reacquainting myself with all the new stuff in there. But we'll see what's if it got worse or better. I don't know. But I think that's all I played. Yeah, didn't have much time. I wanted to play Nier Automata, but I didn't get around to it.
Aw.
I was planning on playing it this weekend, but I don't have to work this weekend, so we'll see if I can eke some time out. Oh, I did play a game. So I played a demo years ago for a game called Herald. It was a kind of point-and-click adventure, although not much point-and-click adventuring. It was mostly a graphic novel with some small point-and-click adventure aspects. And I got one of my friends had an extra key for it, so I got it. And so I recorded an episode's worth of it, and I uploaded it, but I don't think I'm going to publish it because I really didn't like it. I remember liking the demo, and I could go back and rewatch the demo, but what ruined this recent playthrough for me was the voice acting. I don't think the demo was voice acted, because there's the demo, so they didn't voice act it. And so in the new game, all the characters are just like, they sound so, they're all very self-satisfied British accents. There's not really it's a level of voice acting where rather than show emotion, you just have a really strong accent, and it's just like, I just want to slap this person. Like, I'm not the character, not the voice actor. The character is just so, it just sounds so full of themselves. Like, oh, you're on the boat, you little peasant. You'll learn how things are soon enough. It's like, screw you, I'm an adult man. And even your character has voice acting, which sucks too. So it's just like, I hate everybody. I'm not gonna play anymore.
Oops.
So maybe I'll publish that episode, but I don't plan on it. Because I feel like this never really happens. But what if the developer watches and they watch me not like their game? I'd feel really bad. So I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to chance it.
Gotta get thicker skin. They need to hear criticism. Worthy criticism.
Maybe if I'd be more open to criticizing someone if I sat down and coherently wrote out an actual criticism, but having me react just stupidly, trying to be mildly funny at the same time, probably just comes off the wrong way. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure eventually I'll be really pressed for scheduling. I'm like, I gotta publish something. Oh yeah, I uploaded that one thing months ago. I'll publish it. Just oh no.
Right.
Yep. What about you, Shar? Did you play more Skylanders? Are you the Skyland master?
I play Skylanders this week.
How was it?
This is going to be a very, very expensive addiction. That is how it is. That is how it is. I'm
Wait,
in
so
love.
what incentivizes you to buy more miniatures?
Because I'm weak.
Do you finish a miniature? I beat this miniature. I did all I can do with him. I need another one.
Okay, so
or?
this is my first
It has
Skylanders game, and I
Yeah,
blame
I
my
don't know.
partner totally 100% for this, for getting me addicted to this fucking substance. It's so it's a action platformer game, and you can switch any characters you want at any time using the portal, and you don't beat the character. You just use the character to go through all the levels, and the character can be leveled up. And it has when you level up the skills, it reaches a certain point where you have to choose two paths. You can only choose one of two paths. So doing that, you can also reset the character, because the data is all saved in the freaking toys.
Right.
Yeah, so you can reset the toy to go back all the way to 0, and if you want to try the other path, let's say. So basically you just use the characters you play. How long does it take?
To like to like finish a path, like to do one path.
Quite
and
a while.
Decide. I was gonna say, it seems like it should be long.
It requires a lot of coins to unlock the skills and stuff. Yeah, so it's really good. I don't know why. It's just really charming, and it's like really pretty, and it's really colorful, and I really like the level designs. The levels are fun. I keep replaying the same levels over and over again with different characters, and it just works. Fuck.
Oh wow.
Fuck me.
No.
And it's like, and the big issue is Skylanders is really rare over here because I'm guessing supply demand, right? There's not much demand over here, so it's gonna be quite expensive. So fuck that.
Yeah, because I don't know if it did super well either at first.
Apparently, Imaginators is their worst selling one. The latest one is the worst selling one. It came out last year, and it's been, for the past 6 years, it's been a yearly annual release of a new game each and every year. But this year they actually skipped, and everybody like, fuck, is this gonna be the last one because it's sold like shit?
No.
Hopefully they just take a break, because Activision are fuckers. They just see money, and they just want to keep making, like, Call of Duty. They actually use the Call of Duty cycle. Oh, you, Mr. Developer, you work on the game this year, or you work it on it next year. Like another developer.
Gosh.
Yeah, they are totally treating it like Call of Duty. So hopefully they take a break, and that means a better game next year. Hopefully there's a new game next year, and I'm already looking at getting all the other games for beer. Fuck.
Charno, what have you done?
Not my fault. It's not my fault. I'm the one with the addiction. I need the help. It's not my fault.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
He's sick.
I want to say I want to recommend it, but I almost don't want to recommend it.
Oh jeez.
I only have like 10 figures, and even then it's still like hours of fun. And Imaginators, you get to create your own Skylander thing, which is really cool.
That's really cool.
So to create your own Skylander, you of course have to buy something, obviously.
Of course.
Activision.
Yeah.
So you buy something called a creation crystal. So the creation crystals, what they hold is the elements. So fire, earth, blah blah blah. So the character they create will have that element, and you can't reset that crystal. Once you do it, that's it. The only way to reset it is to use glitches. And so if you buy a used crystal, you're gonna get an already created character.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is just change the look.
Okay.
You can't change the class, basically. There's like 10 classes. So like, gunslinger, dual wielding blades, knight, those kind of things, right?
Yeah,
so you can't change the class anymore. To glitch it to reset, you have to use one of the really old games on the 3DS, and because it can't read it, they'll ask, we can't read this, would you like to reset it? And that's how you reset it.
Oh jeez.
So that part is really annoying, but the character creation is so fucking good. It's like you can literally just put any part you want. So to get parts, you have to keep playing the game. You do stuff. You get chests. The chest unlocks things. Also, the chests are also microtransactions. Obviously, you can buy them if you want. Activision.
Thanks.
But you really don't have to. You go through a level, you can get 3 to 4 to 5 chests at any time, and it's just the joy of getting. And it's always like a new one. It doesn't repeat. So you unlock different parts, different body parts, the head, the chest, the arms, the legs. You also unlock different gear for the arms, the chest, the legs, blah, 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 backpack, weapon. So there's just so many different things to mix and match. And there's also, you can unlock voice packs. You can unlock background music. You can unlock catchphrases. Catchphrases are the best. So they make it as a start and end catchphrase. So the start catchphrase can be like, I am one with, and the end I put everything ends with pizza. So I am one with pizza. Or something like that. I will avenge pizza. And it's just fucking amazing. I don't know. It just amuses me to no end.
Oh my god.
It's like
so
a
amazing.
tick thing.
Yeah. And Patrick Warburton is in this game.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Apparently he's been in all the games. He voices a character named Captain Flynn. And the first time I heard his voice, I was like, wait, is that Patrick Warburton? That's fucking cool. Holy shit. I googled it just to make sure. It's him. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's cool.
And also, he has a distinct voice. Like, nobody has his voice.
Just a bit.
Nah.
Yeah.
Be weird. Or else they would be purposely trying to emulate it, I guess.
Yeah. The game is just really beautiful and it's really fun. It has co-op, local co-op, so you can play with a friend. And it's just fun, basically. And you buy all these microtransactions and you get a toy. So that's like... I understand why people... I understand how it's making money. I totally get it now. I totally get it now. I totally understand.
So if you...
Cool games, actually.
If you make your own character, can you pay an exorbitant amount of money to get it printed into a toy?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
I'm messaging the character creator right now on their webpage.
You can get a toy, a card, or a t-shirt or something like that. You can also
cool.
create the character on an app and then send it to them to make that figure. It would be so cool to have that figure. Holy shit.
Yeah, well, definitely. I would.
Also, once you do that, you can't change anything because it won't match anymore. You're like, oh no.
Yeah. I think it's just oh, this is my unique thing, which is not really unique anyway. So there's also a original Skylanders Academy on Netflix, made by Netflix. Yeah, Skylanders Academy cartoon, which is based on the Imaginators game. Basically, it's Skylanders Imaginators, which is called Skylanders Academy, original Netflix series. I think I'm gonna watch that. I don't know why.
Yeah, tell us how that is.
Yeah, I heard it's okay. I think their first season was okay. And then they ordered season 2 and 3, I believe.
All right.
So hopefully that means more Skylander games, please.
It's just it's a commercial, right? It's just a
I don't know.
Commercial masquerading as a show.
Probably.
I mean, that's usually what they are, but still Netflix originals. So that's kind of weird.
Yeah, Netflix original. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
So yeah, I am having a lot of fun with Skylanders. Do not play this game.
Don't play it for your sake of sanity.
The great thing is the starter pack. It comes with a character named Kingpen, which is a fucking king penguin with blades for arms. and and Golden Queen, which is a earth elemental Egyptian sorceress. They are both really good and really fun to use. So that's cool. Like both of them in the starter pack is good. So that's really cool.
That's
so
good,
yeah.
that's good.
Why are ladybugs an option for ears? Sorry, I'm making the character creator, and you can just pick giant ladybugs.
Yeah.
One on each of his head for ears.
Right now, my character is the entire fossil bone set, so it's like a fossil bone dinosaur looking thing. So
do you get set bonuses?
You don't get set bonuses, but unlocking a set will get you a bonus item.
Oh, okay.
That is usually for the set. So it's like, let me unlock this fireman thing, or I get another extra thing that matches the fireman look. Yeah.
Right.
But you don't get set bonuses.
I can have corn cob ears. It's even worse than the friggin'
ladybugs. Oh my gosh! Why are there food for ears?
And then you can change all the voices to different things. Like there's a cowgirl voice, so it's like totally. It totally sounds like what you think it sounds like. So it's so imagine a fossil dinosaur with a cowgirl voice.
Good
So
Lord.
it's that kind of shit you can make, and it's just amazing. I don't recommend this at all.
Don't do
Don't
this. Save yourself.
Save yourself. I'm already too deep in. I cannot get out now. Do not join me. Do not. I do not want to see you in this quicksand pit.
He's just saying that so you don't buy the figurines.
so you don't compete with them. Yeah.
Apparently, certain figures they have like a really limited edition one. So it's like really limited edition, like recolor, like it's all gold or all whatever, right? And basically the store employees buy them up and then sell them at really high prices because of course
they do.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Oh, speaking of watching things, I did finish Konosuba. I don't know if you watched any more of that, Char. I did finally finish up to season 2 and saw the OVAs, and it does quite build up to a pretty climactic episode, I will say. So the end of season 2 is pretty worth it for just kind of like a whoa, like kind of like a big finishing. I'm hoping I'm hopeful they'll get another season because there's still more to the story, but it definitely, because season 1 ends in a really weird cliffhanger. Season 2 doesn't end in nearly as bad of a cliffhanger, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, Konosuba still weird.
I need to keep watching that, but Skylanders taking up my time.
I know, but Skylanders.
I'm seriously just putting in new figures and just replaying the first level. I don't understand.
Oh my gosh.
What is wrong with me?
Bro. A lot, apparently.
Yeah.
Too much
It's amazing though.
Sounds a bit like Warframe.
I think so, yeah. Oh, there's actually a what is it called? Is it Ubisoft? Ubisoft Toy to Life thing. Yes. So there's a Ubisoft is gonna have their own Toys to Life game, and it's called Starlink Battle for Atlas. And you build your own spaceship in that.
Ooh.
Oh.
And apparently you can literally just take out a part and it will straight away show it on the screen.
That's cool. I did see a game.
Whoa.
I did see a game at Gen Con where it's kind of like Skylanders in terms of like the figures were about that size, but all of the pieces, like all the limbs were like plug and play. So you could take them out and put them in. And there were people fighting with them, but it was like multiple games in one, because the other game was that I actually saw people playing more closely was you could hold the figure, and the figure was a controller, and you're kind of like trying to fly it through like a Sonic like obstacle course kind of a thing. I don't remember what it was called though.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Same kind of money grab though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, outrageous. I can give my male character a female torso. How progressive.
How progressive.
Yeah.
I was gonna be I'm actually looking at myself, and I did not expect the guy to be like, "Welcome to." So
yeah, I had to mute that tab. Startled me. If you scroll back like 5 minutes, you'll see me kind of like lean back a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah. This game is amazing.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So the different games. We're not sponsored by Skylanders, by the way.
Yeah, we're not at all.
I wish we were.
I know you do, Shark, because you want more of these things.
Yeah, please.
You have a problem.
Like, why would you buy a new figure and not just like a new Skylanders game to get more levels?
Why would you buy a new figure? Literally
Like,
just
how
to
do you
use the character.
prioritize what to buy? But I mean, it wouldn't like. But you can buy new games, right? Which give you a lot more new stuff to do. Or
Not
no?
really, because you have to buy the characters as well.
Oh, you have to. I thought they were like forward compatible, so you can use your old characters in the new
okay.
game.
Yes, it is forward compatible. So the Imaginators one can use figures from all the way from the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're asking?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess. Yeah.
So because
I guess it doesn't
so like different games. So they have like, the first one, which is Spyro's Adventure, and then like Giant, Swap Force, Trap Team. Holy shit, I can't name all of them. Fuck. Superchargers. And so they have, each of them have different themes, a different gimmick to it.
Sure.
So like
yeah.
Skylander Giants, there are giant Skylanders.
Oh, wow.
Swap Force, which is really cool. All of these I've never played yet, by the way. I really want to. So Swap Force is
Right.
You can take out. So they will make a specific set of toys for like Giant, specific set of toys for Swap Force, specific set of toys for Trap Team, and yet you still can use the ones from the previous games, right? So for Swap Force, you can take off the top half and combine it with another. You can literally swap the bodies. So it's like a top half and a bottom half connected by a magnet, and you can take it off and you can connect it with other Swap Force specific Skylanders. Trap Team is you can trap the villains and use the villains with like specific traps. So because of all these certain portals which which you use to read your figures, like the Trap Team one has a speaker in it. So that's the only one that works with the traps. Superchargers is a vehicle based one, so you can use vehicles and stuff. So the reason why you want to buy a new figure in that new line is to unlock more levels to play. You don't need to buy them to finish the game.
Unlock the levels.
Yeah, you don't need to finish the game with them, but it's like the side levels you can unlock. if you get what I
see.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like in Imaginators, the new thing is the senseis. So what the senseis does is first it teaches you new moves for your created character. Because the senseis are also part of classes, which is a new thing. Like Imaginators is the first game they do with classes. But the senseis also unlock sensei elemental specific realms. So like this is the sensei fire realm, and you need a sensei from the fire element to unlock this level. But it's a side level. You don't need to finish it. You don't need it to finish the game.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just like more and more stuff. You can also buy literally figures to unlock level DLCs.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just like you buy the game, you get a starter pack, you can finish it, but you buy the other stuff just to get more out of it, basically. That's how they trap you. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
They get you.
Yeah. But the figures are really high quality though. Like
That's good.
really good. And it just keeps getting better and better from the first game. So I have a couple of figures from Giants, and I'm touching the Imaginators one and the Giants one. I was like, holy shit, I can totally feel the difference, and looking at it, you can also tell the difference straight away. So yeah.
I'm having too much fun with this creator.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
I'm like,
I have
oh my
a
god.
bug where my legs freeze though. So now my torso is like idling around my legs a little bit.
Oops.
I went with a brawler.
Yeah, Brawler is the kingpin type of character.
I was gonna go with ninja, but then you have no torso. I thought that was weird, so I went with quick shot.
That is weird.
You don't get a torso. That's a little weird. Need a little head figure.
No man, the backpacks have such good options.
I know. Anyways, this is all we're gonna do today.
Is that all you did, or we got news?
This is brought to you by Skylanders.
Send us free Skylanders.
So yeah, yeah, that's it. Oh, and the Ubisoft one. Check it out, I guess. It's coming in fall 2018 for PS4, Switch, and the Xbox One.
They can't change the palette noise.
Starlink,
Awesome.
Battle for Atlas. That's cool. Okay, time for news, people.
Yeah, it's time for news. All
Time for
right.
news, sponsored by Skylanders.
One
So
of these days we'll get like a musical intro. Now for the news.
Play Newsy soundtrack.
what have you got, people? What have you got?
All right, I got something that's kind of
Have you,
funny.
Heard about this
I
new
find
game,
it-
Skylanders? I'm sorry.
No. This is not about Skylanders, but it's about the Switch. So, Nintendo. So, Mashable.
Just in
which
case
I
you didn't
never-
know, the Switch was made by Nintendo.
Switch was made by Nintendo. In case you didn't know
yeah.
that, Nintendo made the Switch, not Microsoft. They're the ones with
Breaking news.
the Xbox.
This just
Breaking
in.
news. Breaking news, folks. Okay, so
You heard it here
Mashable,
first.
which is Mashable, which is just an online news site. I don't really read much. I only got them through another article that does gaming news. Someone there interviewed Reggie
Fils-a-me.
Fils-a-me, which means son love, S-O-N love, in case you were wondering in French. Who is he's basically what, the American head of Nintendo or something?
Yeah, Nintendo. Yeah, he's the head
Nintendo
of
in America or something.
Nintendo, yeah.
So they got an interview with him and basically kind of asked him, like, why do you do the things you do, Nintendo, was basically what the interview was about.
Can you be more specific, please?
Okay, let me just read you part of the article. Blah, blah, blah. Nintendo's most dedicated fan followings around, yet, the fans really question some of its business decisions, and they say, like, why don't you do the things you do? And so, basically they're asking Nintendo, why don't you run your business according to suggestions outlined by by a lot of fans? Which is a very silly question, but because it's Nintendo, we understand what they're really asking. So, Reggie, I'm just gonna call him Reggie, because I can't pronounce, otherwise I'm gonna call him
Reggie.
Sunlove. Anyway, Reggie Sunlove, that's what I'm gonna call him now. Reggie Sunlove, basically
Praise
was
the sun.
no, S-O-N. That's the best part. So, loves his son, apparently. Yeah. So, Reggie's son loves.
That's one of the fan theories in Dark Souls, that he's talking about his son, his child.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. Makes sense. So, anyway, Reggie's son love over here, basically is... he just kind of gives a weird thing about saying how it's a marketing strategy, because they're asking, like, why do you keep so much close to the chest? And he says, we love to surprise people. And they're very careful in how much they share information. They're like, when we share information, we're very thoughtful in how they do it. And I'm just going to read a quote from this. He offered the example of the 2 recent Metroid announcements to illustrate his point. Fans got to hear not only a 3DS remake of Samus Returns, but a new Metroid Prime title as well. Nintendo, he says, wanted you to be aware of both at the same time so that Metroid fans could get excited about their future gaming options. This effectively frames the conversation and gives consumer information that helps them understand, okay, Nintendo is thinking about me and knows what I want as a Metroid fan. It's literally a quote. I can't even. Okay, I'm sorry. This is so funny. So, the lady who wrote this news article is very critical, and so because she's being like, well, there's something else at play here. Tactics for controlling conversation only goes so far. Blah 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 blah. But the best. Okay, so they're talking about like looking on Reddit, all the Twitter. But the best thing is they talk about they talk about how they release products. So, people are saying, like, why don't you release more stuff? And he says, the Switch the Switch was supposed to only, launch 2 million units of the Switch. Because that's what analyst recommendations said that demand would be very low for the Switch, so therefore they should only release like 2 million or
Interesting.
Fools.
Right, yeah. And he said, so the company made 2 million units available at launch despite, Sunlove said, analyst recommendations that demand would be much lower. Quote, we actually sold through almost 2.8 million units, so we dramatically over-delivered. So he's saying that they dramatically over-delivered by 0.8 million units. And
which
then
is 40%, right?
Yeah. And he goes, and he further complains, so what do some of the consumers on Reddit say? Quote, he's quoting Reddit, gosh, Nintendo, if you would have made more, you would have sold more. Well, we did make more, and certainly run a pace to supply in the current fiscal year 10 million units. So, hopefully 10 million units, which is 5 times 2 million, they will have more Switches soon. But yes, they believe that they over-dramatically delivered on the Switch, even though it's still really hard to find a Switch in stores today. So yeah. Reggie Sunlove, everybody.
Okay.
A puppet.
That was pretty much it. But yeah, he believes that Nintendo's delivering what fans want and there's no problem ever. So that's a thing.
Okay. So Nintendo not understanding things, basically.
Yes,
right?
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Nothing new.
Nothing new, nothing to see here. Let's move
Here,
on.
All right.
My thing. Just a couple of things. So, you guys know PUBG, right? That really, really huge game right now. PUBG.
Yeah.
Players
I
Unknown Battleground.
So
it's like
I don't know too much.
Battle Royale game. You drop onto an island naked.
Okay.
I think naked. I don't know. But
That game. Oh, I forgot it was called that. I forgot it was called PUBG. Yeah,
it's the
I know
game
what you're
that
talking
PewDiePie was playing when he used the N-word. That's the game.
about. Oh, okay, got
That's
it.
the
Got it.
game. Okay.
Okay.
Must be really good marketing. Oh, it's that game where PewDiePie used the N-word.
Well, see, the main thing is that I actually never watched him. I didn't actually know that was the game he was playing. I knew it because another Let's Player I used to watch a lot more did play it at one point. So that's why I know it. But
yeah,
so
literally everybody's playing it. It's a lot of people
yeah.
playing it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunger Games.
Yeah. So Fortnite, which is that zombie game that's in early access, right?
Yes.
If you guys
Yes,
remember Epic Games
I know
Fortnite.
the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of know, but
Fortnite's
So-
getting slammed for being too microtransaction-y.
Yeah. And also being early access and like charging people to play early access while
Yes.
supposed to be free to play. Okay, anyways. So they came out with a Fortnite Battle Royale, like free to play game, like a separate thing.
It's
And
free to play, unlike the rest of the game.
Yeah. So and that's a separate separate standalone thing, and it's coming out I think in a couple of weeks or something, or next week. And PlayerUnknown Battleground is unhappy with Fortnite having a Battle Royale game.
I don't think people are going to jump ship, though.
They won't.
No, that's the thing, though. It's
regardless.
like...
How did they feel about the games that were already doing Battle Royale before
Exactly, you
PUBG
can't-
came out?
Yeah.
You can't trade. You can't patent a genre. Like what?
Well,
I'm
not sure what
mad
they
at
said.
Final Fantasy 15 for doing a JRPG style game when I was gonna do a JRPG. Sorry, that's just all I could think of whenever they would say stuff like that.
I don't know. Even if they make a carbon copy, I don't think you can take any legal action. Can you?
It depends,
I
I
don't know.
guess, on what they're copying. I mean, gameplay mechanics, that gets copied all the time. Anything that plays like a Batman Arkham Knight game, you know?
Need more
Like,
of those.
Apart from literally ripping off assets, I don't think you can do anything about it.
As far as I know, yeah, you'd really have to. I think it's the ripping off of assets. So like graphical art assets or artistic assets or music would be a big one. Not that anyone would ever do that. But
Yeah,
that
it's
would
like
be a big one, I guess.
literal assets, like
I
literally
wonder
ripping
how you
off
could prove somebody ripped off an AI.
from the code.
Yeah,
Maybe
Similarities
from the
in
code.
code.
I mean, the best way,
Because
honestly,
line of
would
code
be
is patented, right? That's an actual...
certain things can be patented. The only thing I could think of is if they had proof that somebody leaked it, that would be grounds to sue, I think. Because that would be the easiest way to figure it out. Be like, oh wait, that guy totally was talking with this other group, and they probably talked, and their AI looks very, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so the guy, Bluehole, the developers of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, what a name, Bluehole.
I love that name. Ironic.
A press release issued by Bluehole this morning suggests the team is contemplating further action. Like, what the fuck can you do?
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
Those
they-
guys.
Frick, guys.
So they
come on.
said, we've had an ongoing relationship with Epic Games throughout PUBG's development as they are the creators of UE4, the engine we licensed for the game. After listening to the growing feedback from our community and reviewing the gameplay for ourselves, we are concerned that Fortnite may be replicating the experience for which PUBG is known. You cannot
No
rip off an
way.
experience.
You mean they get all the racist people too? They got their own racist people over there and playing
PewDiePie is
Fortnite.
gonna say the N-word multiple times playing this game.
They got frying pans.
Oh my gosh.
So
Right,
dumb.
okay.
We have also
Experience.
noticed that... Okay, so this is the part that made it interesting, I guess. We have also
Okay.
noticed that Epic Games references PUBG in the promotion of Fortnite to their community and in communications with the press. This was never
Yeah.
discussed with us, and we don't feel that is right.
Like, what kind of, like, are they saying, like, hey, we're making a game, remember PUBG, we're, like, making that? Like, are they talking about that? Because games do that all the time, so that's still kind of sketchy.
So at Epic, we are huge fans. Ah, okay.
What is it?
Okay, is that it? Is that it? Is that literally it?
Tell us, share with the crowd.
So I just looked at the trailer, the announcement
Okay.
trailer of Fortnite Battle Royale, and in the first
Yeah.
15 seconds, one of the lead devs, Epic's Donald Mustard, he said, "At Epic, we're huge fans of the Battle Royale genre and games like PUBG and H1Z1." That's literally it. That is literally it. And
Then
he
they're
also
literally
mentioned
doing-
H1Z1,
Which came first?
Hilarious.
which came first. So tell me again, how can you...
Yeah, PUBG has no grounds. They have nothing. Or if they do, this is going to set a horrible precedent. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
It's gonna, hopefully
So
they're just going to get
what does
laughed
this
out of the
mean?
courtroom.
I can't make a...
Okay.
I can't make
I actually didn't-
RPG Maker games anymore.
I'm looking at the PUBG video game page now,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't realize that the guy who made PUBG,
Worked on
he worked on the
H1Z1.
Battle Royale mod for Arma,
Arma, okay.
which I might predate H1Z1.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one came first.
But still,
But even then, even the idea of Battle Royale, I guess.
yeah, what are
Right.
they? Yeah, you can't copyright something like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know?
Redonkulous.
Yeah, that's absolutely. And what Epic Games did is literally what every indie game developer does.
I think
Hey guys, we're making a game that's like this game that you all love. Like,
maybe
all this-
maybe PUBG is pissed off. The developers, the whatever publishers, they're pissed off that
They
Fortnite
were
is
able-
getting onto consoles first. Maybe
maybe
PUBG
Maybe I
was
shouldn't
hoping to
make
get
this-
onto consoles eventually.
maybe
Yeah.
they just need to. Maybe they need to understand the fact this is video games.
A lot
And
of people are happy because more competition, meaning
Yeah.
PUBG should step up their game, and they want PUBG to fix the bugs and shit that they've been saying that they're gonna fix, still haven't fixed yet. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is when capitalism works. It could get us more choices, get us better. Get the game developers on track, and so they don't sit on their their laurels.
Exactly.
And such.
This is the system that we all wanted, right? So,
right. Exactly. This.
You can't be complaining about it when it's trying to do its thing.
Exactly. This is what we all, I mean, it's because it benefits the consumers, but it makes work harder for the developers. But that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
To make a good product, or else we won't
yeah,
buy it.
Come on, man. Like,
ugh, whatever. Hopefully they get just laughed out of the courtroom, or they're just threatening just because they're trying to be threatening, and then they're.
I think it's also like, so basically the article I'm reading is from Polygon, and the last quote by the Blue Hole guy, Blue Hole. The PUBG community has and continues to provide evidence of the many similarities as we contemplate further action. So I think it's just, when a game comes out and it becomes popular and the community is around it, and it's like, oh, there's another game, we don't want it to be good because we're the PUBG people,
Yeah.
I think they are also feeding the developers all these things as well. Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think the developers are probably like in the subreddit, upvote, fuck you, upvote.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised too. I mean, this is probably just a weird scare tactic. I can't imagine that they're.
How are you gonna scare a company way bigger than you?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's.
They literally made the engine that you're using.
Wait, who makes Fortnite? Is that Epic Games?
Epic Games, yeah.
Yeah.
They're the one backing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna. I mean, I imagine it's just them trying to act all tough, and it's not gonna go anywhere. It's not. It can't. There's no way.
It's gonna set a bad precedent if it does.
Oh, if it does, it's gonna set a horrible precedent, and the game developers will abuse the crap out of it.
The AAA fuckers will abuse the hell.
Yeah,
out
well,
of it.
that's the problem. Is that this is a little indie company. It's like, don't ruin this for the rest of us, because you start doing this, AAA games are gonna get right on you. It's gonna be. It reminds me of, this is not quite the same thing, but just remind me of that. You guys know Cards Against Humanity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a while ago, there was basically an unofficial edition made for it, but it was made by another group of people called Crabs Adjust Humidity. So it was kind of an unofficial add-on to the games, and a lot of people celebrate because they thought it was funnier than the original Cards Against Humanity games. Whatever. Well, Cards Against Humanities, which if you guys recall, basically was set up by two college bros that got big. And they saw this happening, Crabs vs. Humanity, and they were going to sue. Because, I mean, quite frankly, a lot of the, quite frankly,
close.
it was pretty close. And it was obviously meant to be, coming to Cards Against Humanity. Their lawyers warned them that they should not pursue this because they really didn't have a case, technically. Main thing was that the stuff that they felt they could copyright, they really couldn't copyright, because if you guys remember Cards Against Humanity, you have the white cards with the black text and the black cards with white text. They really can't, you really can't do anything with that. But the one thing they were going to try to sue for was the playstyle, basically. You just copied off Cards Against Humanity. Well, the reason their lawyer said don't pursue this was because, keep in mind, Cards Against Humanity is just apples to apples, but for adults.
Yep.
So, and that's what the lawyers told him. They're like, if you do this, because I think Hasbro owns Apples to Apples. I forget. It's the big board game company, basically.
Yeah.
And they warned her, if you try to do this, these guys will probably be right on you, because it's going to be the same kind of thing. So they just dropped it. They didn't, and obviously it didn't affect their sales at all, so it wasn't a big deal. But it was just an interesting thing.
Talking about sales, this wasn't supposed to be a thing that I was supposed to bring up, but there's this interesting study made by the EU regarding piracy and how piracy doesn't actually affect sales. And the study was being not shared.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang it, I hate when they do that.
So, okay, the title is The EU Commission Couldn't Prove Piracy Affects Sales. But too bad I didn't actually read. It's a 300-page report.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I don't know
interesting.
how you prove it. It's hard.
Yeah, I wonder how... I guess you'd have to try to prove the rates of piracy versus the rates of sales, but I don't know how you can... I don't know.
Link.
I'd be curious to see. So
variety of different types of media, from games to books. The only medium that suffered significant loss of sales due to piracy was recent top films. Study find that games, as well as music and books, the likelihood of piracy was not actually based on price, but on willingness to pay.
Oh, I believe that. Absolutely.
I believe that, yeah. I mean, how many CDs? I don't really pirate music anymore, but I used to. But, I mean, music is actually not that expensive, considering how much you listen to it and use it. But how many... I certainly don't feel like paying for it, even though, like...
My policy with music is, if it's on Bandcamp, I'll buy it. Because Bandcamp is just really easy. I have an account. It syncs everywhere. I can stream it. I can download it, MP3, FLAC, whatever. What kind of bitrate I want is just really convenient. If I have to buy from iTunes, fuck that, basically.
Right, yeah. Also, iTunes kind of is weird on their
I don't want to use
music, so.
a closed system like that. I just want to download the shit and play it on my phone or whatever.
I understand. Yeah, I actually thought music would be one they said did suffer. I mean, I have no evidence of this, but other than anecdotal, I just think about how many music CDs I don't buy, and I just listen through them. Not just like through piracy, but also through other technically free platforms, I guess. And so I just kind of assumed. But
I guess it depends on the medium, because it's like probably movie tickets are cheap enough that if you make it difficult for people to get, that they'll still go to the movies because it's not that expensive compared to like a game.
Yeah, but recent films, you said recent top films were affected. That does surprise me. Yeah, that does surprise me. I just assume recent films people would still clear the movies. But I mean, movies are expensive nowadays. You know, it truly is. So trying to go to a movie is kind of more expensive. So maybe.
So I'm reading a very, very short article about it.
Right.
If you want to know more, you can read a 300-page report on it. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna do that.
The video games part is very interesting. I think I understand, like, I don't support piracy at all, obviously, but some of the measures that video game companies do to stop piracy are actually quite hilarious, because, like, my favorite are always the ones where, like, the game breaks in such a way that when you go for online to ask for help, then everyone knows you just pirated the game. I find those hilarious. Those are fun.
Okay, but, so I guess what I said about the movie thing wasn't that accurate. It is kind of shit nowadays. You go there, you pay up to your nose for a movie ticket. You see like a bunch of ads in the beginning, which I kind of enjoy watching the ads, actually.
It depends on the ads, but yeah.
I basically just like to watch trailers, basically.
Same here, because I don't watch TV, so I miss out on so many trailers.
And I don't go
movies.
Hunting for trailers unless somebody
Neither
on Reddit
do I.
is like,
Did you guys see the new trailer for the new Wes Anderson film?
What film?
The Isle of Dogs.
No.
Wes Anderson directed it. Oh man, I've watched it like 3 times. It's so good. Check it out. If you like Wes Anderson, it's more the same.
Okay.
It's very fantastic, Mr. Fox.
Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's Wes Anderson. He gets the crew. He gets the peeps back in every movie. Scarlett Johansson, Yoko Ono, all sorts of randos. Yeah, right.
Yoko Ono was dead. I don't know if she's still alive.
She's not dead.
She's not dead. She's not dead.
She's still ruining bands to this day.
She's 84 years old. Holy shit.
She is old.
Oh,
she's very
it's
old.
It's because what's-his-face is dead. That's probably why.
John Lennon.
What's his face?
Yeah, I know. I couldn't even think of his name. I was like, oh, whatever. Sorry. I know I'm a terrible person.
I thought that somebody thought Ringo was dead. Like, no. Ringo and Paul are still alive.
I know, they're still somehow kicking.
They're very wrinkly now.
Half of them.
Yeah.
Half of them, yeah. But yeah, interesting. That is very interesting.
A lot of Japanese actors. Really cool. So that's a thing. Last thing from me is about NBA 2K18.
What happened?
Okay, so you know I complain a lot about NBA 2K, right? For good reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's basically a churned out annual release of a sports game.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any competition. It gets suckier and suckier every fucking year. I mean, to be fair, they do have some redeeming qualities every year, and it's still fun to play the actual basketball game. It's just that everything surrounding it, like the UI, the menus, the fucking microtransactions. Holy shit. And NBA 2K18 brought that to a whole new level because 2K games are fuckers, basically. So much microtransactions. And it's shit like one-time use cosmetics kind of shit. And it's shit that you can't even preview before you buy.
Oh my gosh.
Also, NBA 2K is very popular for having really shitty servers. Like, it's so bad. I can't believe anybody's playing online with this game. I do not understand how people are playing online. I could never play online, and it's worse because so how microtransaction works in this NBA 2K for the past few years is you buy coins, obviously. So you buy a premium currency called virtual VC. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know what it's supposed to stand for, but VC. VC is saved on the servers. And a lot of people are saying that they are losing their VC due to glitches and bugs for no fucking reason at all. Premium currency that people pay for, by the way.
Oh my gosh, no.
And the 2K support is not doing anything.
Of course not.
Somebody on Reddit, he said he bought the game for $60. He bought virtual currency for $40, so he spent $100 on the game.
Yeah.
Something happened. The save game got corrupted. I don't know why the virtual currency is tied to your save game or whatever.
Oh my god.
And he lost all of it.
Oh my gosh.
So and the 2K support didn't help at all. So he basically just lost $40 for no reason.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so bad. Charging people this kind of shit with microtransactions is one thing. Making them lose money is a totally different thing.
Yeah, you have passed this point of just...
You know what? Seriously, fuck these companies. That's why I'm not gonna buy 2K18 until it's like a first tier Humble Bundles thing or whatever. Fuck that. Shit, I might even pirate it. Fuck you. So I just want to play the NBA simulation game. Fuck off.
Oh my gosh. Exactly.
So, but the news thing is about a review. So there's this website called the 6-Axis.
Mm-hmm.
They gave NBA 2K18 a 3 out of 10. And they said that the score does not reflect the actual quality of the basketball simulation. It's them not liking what they're doing with microtransactions and having so many bugs and glitches affecting people's money and blah, blah, blah.
You don't like the game, so...
2K Games reached out to them and asked them, do you mind changing your review to pending while we fix our shit on our end?
Whoa, okay.
And the TSA, the 6-Axis, the TSA guys changed the review to pending.
Oh, Jesus.
For about a day or two. I think a day. Everybody got so pissed off, and then they went back with the 3 out of 10. And they came out with like a apology, quote unquote. You know, like trying to save face, trying to do damage control basically. But everybody say basically fuck you and fuck 2K Games. Basically that. It's like just fuck everyone. Dicks for all of you.
I'm not sure what's worse, microtransactions or the corrupt game review industry.
Right, yeah. Also, did they actually fix the issue?
I don't know, but you're supposed to review the game that came out, not review the game that is supposed to be after that. Gosh. You can change the review scores after that if you want, but you're supposed to review what's in front of you. You can't review the game. You can't review something for future potential.
Dude, I mean, if I was in those guys' position, I don't know if 2K Games were like paying them to do that, because that seems really weird to like...
I think it's one of those like, we are not very big, we don't want to ruin relationships.
They don't want to, I guess, upset they want to try
and this is why you shouldn't, like, the only people like maybe Jim Sterling, Kotaku, you know, these are the people that they do not care about the relationships. They just Kotaku has burned so many bridges already. Jim Sterling literally also
just bad reporting.
Yeah.
But no, I was just gonna say, because it's just weird to me that they would be able, because if 2K Games gave them money, I'd be like, okay, maybe. But instead they're like, well, can you do this because we promised you? And I guess they don't want to piss anybody off. But I have to admit, I'm not a game reviewer, but I feel like if I was in that position, I probably, even though it probably would get me in a lot of trouble, I wouldn't necessarily, like, accept them or not, but I would just, like, post an addendum to my rating and be like, by the way, they reached out to me. They want me to change this to pending. They say they'd fix things. I'm not going to change it, but we'll see if they fix things. Also, apparently they're... And I love it. They're like, well, fine, we're not going to do anything. It's like, wait, you're not going to fix a game that a bunch of people are playing because one reviewer gave you a bad review.
Yeah.
All right. Weird.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's just like, who do you trust these days? Like,
You can't trust anyone.
it's like you can't trust any of the big any of the big online magazines reviewing games. You can't fucking trust users as well because they like to review bomb shit. So it's like, who do you trust these days?
You trust the Let's Players who actually play the game. That's who you trust.
That's even YouTubers are doing
Yeah.
paid ads without telling anyone. It's a thing.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, some are, yeah.
So who
some
do you
are, yeah.
trust?
Yeah. You find the ones that don't do that as much.
I literally
guess.
only know one person that I can trust. Jim Sterling. That's all. Maybe he's a fucking asshole as well. I don't know.
We'll find out. It's okay.
Oh, if he was taking paid money or whatever,
Oh,
the
jeez.
internet is gonna fucking explode.
Yeah, seriously.
They already hate him as much. They already hate him as it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Well-
yeah, this is a thing, unfortunately.
Yep. Anyway.
So, Fo, what do you have?
I have a couple of Nintendo stories, neither of which is terribly large. The first one, so the first one, there was a mod, a ROM hack for
Super Mario
Super Mario
64.
64. Yeah. That let it support up to 24-player multiplayer,
Holy shit.
which is super freaking cool.
Yeah.
Understandably and justifiably, Nintendo did issue a DMCA to get the mod taken down, but I thought it was worth bringing up just because that's a super cool mod. Like,
Yeah.
multiplayer, it's always awesome.
Do you know how it works? Like, what do people do? Or like they just run around?
you control
in the
different
same
characters.
place?
So like, there's videos you can play as like Waluigi, Wario.
Holy shit.
Freaking what's the dinosaur's name? Flanking on that.
Yoshi.
God dang it.
The one that we sacrifice every
I play
time.
video games.
What are video games? What's a Mario?
Yeah.
You can't do that in the original game, right? There were
No, it's not multiplayer, and you can only play as Mario. There's a not an old wives' tale, but there's a persistent like rumor that Luigi's hidden somewhere in the game that you can find him, but that's not true.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But it's cool. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it worked.
It sucks though. So wait.
Yeah, I wish there was
So
somebody
how does the
sanction.
mod work? Does it? It's a ROM. You need the
it's
ROM of
hack
the game as
for
well.
A ROM.
It's a hack
it
for a
modifies
ROM.
the ROM. Yeah.
And you use the Dolphin emulator, which also has like a
Presumably.
Wi-Fi thing, like an internet thing.
Yeah, I
believe.
don't know how you don't
Connect
do
to a
local
server.
co-op. Yeah,
It's probably P2P or something.
almost certainly.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's so
The-
cool that people can come up with this shit.
Yeah, I don't know how long it took him. It's
Yeah, it's probably something
insane.
he did just for his resume or something.
I wonder if there's any weird like rendering glitches. I mean, Mario's not a first-person game, so theoretically it renders most of the things most of the time. But maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
I don't know.
The other story is much cooler. It turns out all Nintendo Switches have shipped with a hidden copy of NES Golf built into them.
Yeah.
This has been confirmed by like what's the word for them? Like hackers, I guess, who were able to launch the NES on the Switch through, kind of like hacking means, like not like officially supported means. But so there's a huge internet hunt right now to figure out how to intentionally access this NES Golf thing without doing anything too crazy to your device. They've narrowed it down to a little bit. Like, one of the things you have to do basically is you have to set your Nintendo's internal clock to July 22nd, I think it is, which is the day the founder of Nintendo died. And then you have to do some sort of motion. And so people are trying to figure out the motion. Like, there's a golf swing. Is it like a bowing motion? Like something with the Joy-Cons that you have to do.
What the hell?
Yeah, we don't know what the motion is yet.
So weird.
That's a crazy way to unlock something.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo has some pretty crazy Easter eggs. But that makes it also really hard. Is the Switch is very you can't. It's not as simple as just setting the Switch's clock to show to July 22nd. Like if your Switch has ever connected to the internet, it'll be too smart for that to work. So there's not really an easy way to do it unless you have like a Switch that you've never connected to the internet with, which is unlikely. I mean, there is a workaround, but it's also a lot of work. So I don't think anyone's figured it out yet.
I think there were people already hacking the Switch to run
it's July 11th
N64 games or something.
July 11th is the day Satoru Iwata died.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Little mystery.
But I mean, it's cool that because of the hackers who did launch the game, it's cool to see an NES game that supports Switch controls. Because you do play the NES game with like the Joy-Con doing stuff.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's a mystery.
Or maybe
to solve.
just wait for them to release it. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
but it's cool.
Yeah.
It is cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the review bombing Steam histogram thing?
Oh, I guess I can bring it up.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So Steam has a problem with review bombs. We talked about Firewatch last week.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
You know, gamers don't like words; they just like angry button clicking, basically. And so Steam tried to address this, obviously, in the past with if you go to a Steam game page, you can see the like total review status, like positive, negative, mostly positive, blah blah blah, and you can see the reviews, the recent status. And so Steam found out that frequently there'll be spikes of hate that really don't affect the overall rating at all. So I'm not sure what the date of this rollout is going to be, but they're going to introduce a new feature where you can have a more fine-tuned like histogram of the ratings of a game. So it's not just like all or recent. It's kind of like a timeline, and you can see what happens more readily. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, well, one, I don't know how much review bombing actually hurts a game at all. So I don't even know if it's a problem worth fixing. And then two, I don't even know how well
the
this
game
will
was
fix
released.
I guess if the game's immediately released.
Because it's like
That's true.
Firewatch was
the launch week could be
plus
pretty
ago.
important. It was review bombed for political reasons or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Do you think this review bomb or attention that the Firewatch devs got will be good if they want to create another game after this? Will the internet forget? Is what I'm asking. I guess.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I think they could easily leverage this in some way because now it's controversial, and as we all know, controversy of game. Like, think of any game that gets picked up by like the local news station. It always skyrockets in popularity, right? So like, this is more of like an insular thing, so it's not like the local news picked it up necessarily, but still, it was big enough that a lot of people are going to know about it, so I would not be surprised if they are able to leverage it somehow, from the controversial game Firewatch or whatever, I don't know. But I mean, I don't think the internet's going to forget that easily. I think the haters will probably like find something else to hate, but all the other people who got mad on beside the haters, they'll still be around. So, yeah,
I mean,
probably.
It's interesting how I feel like with PC games more than console games, gamers are more, I don't know what the word is. Like, there's like one popular game at a time.
Yeah.
You mean
like
right now
it's
it's PUBG.
PUBG.
Right.
Yeah. And like all the PC gamers play this game. Like it used to be kind of like Overwatch is what it used to be. Like it's kind of it's
Undertale,
very,
actually.
Undertale, yeah, it's a good example as well. But like with consoles, I feel like it's a little more like each person has their own game that they just play a ton of.
Yeah.
You don't move on as quickly. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a console
because
gamer.
there's more PC games, so there's more to play.
That is true.
It's easier to stream, so maybe they get more stream support.
Probably.
You want to play the streamers playing.
Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, no, I think if they choose to make a sequel, I think this whole controversy will be easy to leverage. Like I said, the haters will probably be gone, or you'll get the couple, and they'll use those to be like, see, people are still blaming us for things. But all the defenders of Firewatch will come out and be like, oh, this game's great, they did a great decision, blah, blah, blah. Which, I mean, whatever. They did whatever. The only thing I hate that they did was they tried to take down, they tried to put a DMC violation on the video.
So I'm just looking at like more NBA 2K stuff, right? And so NBA 2K18 is really bad reviewed on Steam because it's user reviews. Obviously.
Right. Obviously.
Let me look at Metacritic. Pretty sure it's getting really good score. 80%. It doesn't deserve that at all.
80%?
Seems pretty high.
User score 2.6. Meta score 84. Such a huge difference. Such a huge
Suspicious.
Because Metacritic is all the the professional critic response. Is that why? Or is Metacritic its own scale?
Sorry,
I never remember.
Meta is they take all the professional magazines and all that, and the user is a separate thing.
Yeah.
So
good.
So somebody shared a video of a press event that 2K Games did for NBA 2K18. The loot that they got for attending that press event includes Nintendo Switch, headphones, shoes, custom jerseys, and a lot of time with actual NBA players. I would fucking give them 10 out of 10.
Right? Like, oh my god.
I will give them 15 out of 10 if I can.
Oh my
fucking
word. It's like freaking lobbying in the government. Like, oh my gosh. That's so ridiculous. Gosh, that's weird. See, I don't play esports, so like I am not in this world, but it's a profitable, business area. Oh, that's weird.
Did I bring this up in the there's a problem with the recent I brought this up already. The Madden game, if you launch them like Spotify,
yeah.
you return
You can
it, kicks your
glitch
opponent.
and win the game.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's a race to who can open Spotify first.
Yeah.
So funny. Oh, jeez.
I don't know. Don't read game websites, basically.
Be careful.
Pretty much.
Or at least I do like to see on Metacritic, because I do this for movies too. Because there'll be some movies where like the critics are, sometimes it flip flops, but sometimes like the critics it's very high, but the user review is really low, so you kind of have to go. What?
Yeah, there are
sometimes
quite a lot of cases like that.
Yeah, sometimes it is flipped, to be fair, where like the critics are very low, but it's just a fun movie, and so a lot of people really like
Warcraft.
it, so it's very high.
The Warcraft movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I hated it though.
I never watched it, but
I wouldn't say I hate it. No, I hate it, yeah.
I never watched it, so I couldn't tell you. But like, a lot of like cult movies, or it's very, low review, low critic, but it was a fun movie, stuff like that. And so you get that, but like, I don't know, if I see a movie, if I see a game where it's high critical praise but low user praise, I'm not touching that game.
I agree.
Me? Either it's one or two things. Either it's one of these situations that we're looking at where it's literally bribery, or it's some weird like avant-garde artistic film that just is a bunch of like, it's like freaking David Cage movies, in which case they're like, oh, it's so interesting and in depth, and we're like, but you can't play it. This game, I can't play this game.
People want to, when it comes to like those artsy kind of shit, they do like try to get more meaning than it actually I don't know, it's just I feel that way.
It's dumb to me with the art, because there are ways to make kind of avant-garde artsy games. I know I talk about Undertale all the time, but I think it's actually a great example of that kind of thing, where it's kind of weird, it's kind of different, but they did, in my opinion, a very good job with it. But but that's not what the critics are looking for. That's not what makes it avant-garde and artistic. So it's just whatever. Heads in their butts, I guess.
So yeah, okay then. This is a thing. So
what's a thing?
Good place to wrap up.
Everything's a thing. Everything's a thing. Skylanders. Don't play Skylanders, but
don't play Skylanders, which I'm gonna play later. So yeah,
I should make a knockoff.
Yeah.
What would I call it? Some sort of synonyms for Skylanders, like air smashers. No, it's landing air crashers.
Atmosphere earthers.
You know what would be cool? A Toys to Life game with really mature demonic designs, not for kids, like some really disgusting shit. That would be cool.
Jesus. Make your own
Dark Souls action
Cthulhu.
figures.
Dark Souls action figures. Oh my gosh. Make your own Dark Souls. Amnesia. Make your own Amnesia monster.
So yeah,
Odd.
let's wrap up. People, do the thing that we do.
All right. Do the thing. You can find me as Sarahscopic, SARAHSCOPIC. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. I'm also on Facebook. So go hit me up and say hi when I'm not crying at work.
I'm gonna say you should just go listen to a previous episode where I plug myself and then make it a whole other episode, and you can figure out who I am if you want to. But you probably, whatever, you'll figure it out.
You want to plug the you want to plug that what is it? Pathfinder? Was it?
It's Starfinder. I don't know.
Starfinder?
First episode's not up yet.
Okay.
I didn't really talk about it. We recorded it. It went weirdly. Because 6 people is a lot of people. I think I talked for all of 3 minutes during the 2-hour session.
Okay.
Yeah, that happens. And
Yeah,
also,
it's
it's
not
the
good.
first, it's the first game, and that can be weird for people.
Right, it's playing with people I've never played before. It's playing with people who I've played before with and don't like. And it's also a weird...
Yeah,
it's also
that...
a weird...
You sure you want to say this? I'm not going to cut this out. Just to let you know.
They don't want to listen to this. They don't know who... They'll all think it's them if they do. It'll be hilarious. It's only one of you. You decide. And it's also weird because it's like a spaceship, so you have this weird captain not captain dynamic. So it makes it exceptionally easy for one person to do all the talking. It even exacerbates the problem.
Yeah.
Not that they're a bad person. It's not you, Captain. You're good. You just talk a lot.
I have some opinions anyway. I'm not gonna go there. I play too many D&D games.
I mean, one reason we have these webcams, I think, for a podcast is so it's so much helps just having a conversation, like knowing when someone's pausing, when they want to speak, and so not having those cameras, I think it makes it also really hard. I mean, the editing will theoretically help stilted conversation, but it still feels stilted in the moment, which kind of sucks.
I pity the guy who has to edit that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like he's going to do weekly episodes, condense 2 hours to 1 hour. I'm like, yeah.
That's a lot of editing.
It's a lot of editing.
Yes, it is, and it's hard.
I'm not going to help you.
Yeah, fuck that. So yeah,
I'll plug that when it's an actual thing, assuming I like it. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm Pupunoob. Everywhere. You know where to find us. So yes, this has been the playonultra podcast, episode 115.
Yeah, 115.
So yeah, we will see you next
number.
week. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.